Hello, Shelby. How you doing? Thanks for submitting your work. Looks like you have your sketches on one page and your inspiration on the other page. So let's look at your sketches. Now, the first thing I recommend is always sketch in pencil. And the reason being is because it's so much faster. The reason we sketch in concept development stage of any design project is because it's quicker. It's the quickest way to get your ideas, to transpose your ideas from your mind to the paper. And I mean, it's been proven through research time and time again that your a computer can't keep up with your mind. The quickest way to get your ideas on paper is to sketch. And I recommend using pencil to sketch in the first conceptual stages of your project. And then, you can move into marker if you want, but I highly recommend using pencil. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got one set of pictograms, and then we have what looks like several different kind of iterations and kind of patterns that you've been looking at. And then we have some actual finalized logo here, and then we have some other logos here. And these are all very, very interesting. Now, I'd really like to see some written rationale here as to what these are. What are you describing? What do these mean? Because it's really difficult to try to ascertain what these mean. I mean, I think symbolically, I think the symbols are working. I think it's very, very smart for you to approach the logo using a symbol as opposed to using a pictorial representation. For that reason, I don't know if this is the best idea to work. One of the things I really want you to do is take a look at over in the announcements area. Remember, that's this guy right here where you click the envelope and you come down to the announcements and the messages. And I really want you to take a look at this welcome to week 4, especially the video. It's long. How long is that video? I think it's almost 10 minutes. It's almost 9 minutes, but it's worth every second of it. Believe me, this is where the rubber hits the road. I really, really describe with examples where this is going and what you should have ready for week 4. Excuse me. So definitely take a look at that. And then if you haven't already looked at this is the Vancouver Developing Graphics package. Take a look at that. That'll give you a great heads up on how a design team came up with the graphics package for 2010. So definitely look at those. And as far as when I said, I think you're a little underdeveloped here, I want to show you an example of Brian's work. Brian submitted really early this week, but this is what he submitted. This is his set of sketches that he submitted for this week. And what am I in here? Okay, I'm at Safari, which means I'm gonna have to scroll around here. I can't really zoom out, but I just wanted to show you. So he's got his presentation started and his introduction here, and then he's giving his concept. So in other words, you've got yours on one page in one file, and then you have your sketches on the other file. Well, it'd be good to combine those so we can take a look at your visual resources, inspiration, and then we can take a look at what you've come up with. So as you can see, he gives the visual, then he gives up his ideas over here via sketches. And take a look at the number and the amount of sketches that are going on here. So he's got many, many different sketches to choose from moving to the final stage. Now, in week 4, you'll be finalizing your sketches and giving your final logo, digital logo. So these should be really sketched out. Yours should really be sketched out in fine detail so that you're ready in week 4 to turn these into digital logos. You're only turning 3 of them, your top 3 drawings into digital logos. So keep that in mind. And again, that's all covered in that Welcome to Week 4 video that I showed you right here. Okay, so and I'd like to see that. Now, another thing I want to mention is that he's got his concepts here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 concepts. And then what he's doing is he's drawing out the logo, okay, and then he's giving an associated set of pictograms, okay, for the actual. So here's the Parenzyka concept, okay, that's a Polish art form, and it's described right here. It's an embroidery pattern, and he's taken that traditional folk art from Poland and he's turned it into his drawings of what the logo would look like based on that concept. And then he's done something really smart, and he's creating pictograms based on that particular concept. So I'd like to see you do that. Instead of one set of pictograms, it would be great to have your 6 logos. So this week, remember, there's 6 logos due. Where is that? Let me just jump over to that really quickly. Sorry, I should have had this up. Okay, so here we are right here, concept begin. This is, okay, so let's just jump over here, take a preview of that. And we can see what's due for this part of the assignment is right here. Begin your organize, and then you have 6 solid sketches of as many logos, pictograms, and other identity elements as you can think of. So that is 6 concepts, logo concepts. And next week, you're going to boil it down to 3. So you really want to get your 6 concepts down. I'm not sure if these are all different concepts because there's no notes included with your submission. So it looks like you've definitely got 6 concepts. So you'll take those to the next stage, finalize and revise those sketches to their final state. And then in week 4, you'll give your digital versions of those. Okay. So yeah, I would like to see this to be a little bit more detailed. I think you're pretty underdeveloped here. So any questions, comments? I do like what I'm seeing though. I mean, these look fantastic. I would love to see some written rationale behind those. Like in this presentation, everything was really described. So there's no guessing as to what's going on. You can take a look at one example and just get a really good, nice, detailed written rationales to thought process behind that. I'd like to see you go that same route so that we have a really good idea of where you're going with your work, both in your mind, what are you thinking about when you're developing, and also how is it working as you transpose it to the visual renderings. Okay. Love what I'm seeing though. These are really super interesting. I'm so glad you're not taking the total pictorial representation. And again, that's covered in that video. That's right here, the difference between taking a pictorial representation and the required symbolic representation. So I think that'll make sense to you too. All right. So those would be my recommendations and comments moving forward. If you have any questions, comments, or other, please let me know. All right. Thanks, Shelby.